Greetings, guys, girls, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another episode of the SavvyCat Podcast. I'm Savvy.
I'm Cat.
Just gonna have to put that on a t-shirt, just Savvy with like 12 V's.
The merch.
Oh
my god.
Brilliant. And what episode are we up to? Is this like 13? Lucky number 13?
This would be 14, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think it is. Well, then we missed lucky number 13, and Taylor Swift would be disappointed.
She would. But she released an album, so she forgives us.
I love her so much.
That folklore got me out of the funk.
I have to listen to it properly. Like, I listened to it, but I didn't, listen to it. So I've got to do that today.
Oh, you really do. It's so good. It's so good.
It was so good. And I'm excited to, listen to it.
I haven't written for, a month, maybe. I haven't written anything, but I've been writing non-stop since folklore came out.
Wow. Hopefully it'll give me the same inspiration.
It's so good.
I love her. How? Just how? How does she write, record, produce, and release an entire fucking album in 2 months?
It was 3 months.
3 months, whatever.
Her and BTS, I have to have some words with them because I don't think they rest.
Not humanly possible. Imagine if they did a collab.
Don't say that. I have one video of them meeting, and it's my favorite video of all time. I was spoilt with Halsey and BTS. Taylor and BTS, ooh.
Hit different.
I'm imagining it. Oh no.
We need to give her a moment.
Oh my god. But could you imagine her? We could imagine her on a Truth Untold ballad track. But could you imagine her and Tia rap line? Anyway. That's not what we're talking about.
She needs to take a break. BTS need to take a break. What the fuck are they?
I know. I'm gonna kick their asses. Fuck.
Just work non-stop. And working non-stop can burn you out.
Yes.
I think I did a good segue there.
You did a very good segue.
Thank you. Before we recorded this, we decided that would be the theme of the podcast. So for you not understanding what I mean by a good segue, that's why it's a good segue.
Yeah, we're talking about
I had to explain that. I didn't have to explain that, but I wanted people to appreciate me. I just want to be validated.
It was genius.
Everyone tell me how genius I am. Please. I need it.
Superior brain.
Thank you.
Big brain energy.
Why do I keep yawning? I'm very sorry.
Because you're burnt out.
No. I'm fine.
If you follow me on Twitter, you will understand how much I yell at her about this.
I feel like Twitter is just us subtweeting each other. That's what it is.
It is. It really is.
One of us will tweet, "I'm going to kill you," and then the other will reply. That's just how it works. It's just us yelling at each other without being directly yelling at each other. It's quite entertaining. I think our Twitters are great.
Our Twitters are fantastic.
They're so good. Yeah, but the other day I was filming a video. I was trying to do a get ready with me video. And then I did my concealer, and then I just started crying for about 10 minutes. And I kept trying to film while I was crying.
Why?
So I cried and like everything is fine. And then I go back to do my foundation, like blend it out, and I'm like talking, and then I get like 3 sentences in before I start crying.
That ain't good. That's a sign.
So if you watch my video from this week and you like pause it, you can see the tears in my eyes. I look like I'm dead inside because I filmed that 10 minutes after having a full-on mental breakdown.
Your thumbnail, I'm sorry, but it's hilarious to me. You look like you're experiencing like all 5 stages of grief at the same time.
That's just any time you pause my video, that is what I look like. I was watching it and I'm like, something is wrong. I'm like, it's my makeup. I'm like, no, it's because I look dead. So yeah, I've overworked myself a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of stabbed myself in the back with that one because I don't know if any of you noticed, but I'm not sticking to an upload schedule. I'm like 2 weeks behind.
Because you overwork yourself too. You put too much pressure on yourself. That's what we do. We have really high expectations of ourselves, and when we feel like we can't reach them, we just block everything out and cry. So
because like I was gonna do like a lyric video, and then I started watching TXT's like they have like a storyline in a lot of their music videos, so I was like, oh, let's do that. And then it was like a lot of work, and I started crying while in the middle of like filming it. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't do that, or maybe I shouldn't film myself doing it. So I wrote out like a full script, and then I was just gonna record my voice and then edit in like the music parts, so I don't have to actually be on camera. But now I actually have to coherently put together all the music video and put it all out so I can show something on screen other than just my voice, which is like twice as much work.
Just do gameplay like George.
That's genius. Me building a Minecraft house. Wow.
It's like a good excuse to like spend money you don't have on Animal Crossing on Switch.
Animal Crossing is... I want one so bad. If only I had the money.
One day. Kat and I keep planning for when we're not rich, but like we have enough money to
survive.
Just enough money to live, you know?
Yeah. That's it. That's literally the point we're at.
We keep planning it when we're like, one day when we have enough money to pay rent and eat food and
that's
have like a little bit left over.
Our biggest goal right now is to have shelter and eat. Because
we live with family, and although I love my family, I love my auntie and uncle here. I know I can't live here forever. They also buy my groceries most of the time. They're in France at the moment, so I'm spending money I don't have on food. I had to borrow money from my mom in New Zealand for food. Yeah, instead of borrowing money off my mom for food, I should just eat the rich and then use their money for food.
Mm-hmm. You live in London. There's plenty of rich people there.
This is true. It's very hard to get a job when you're in lockdown and you work in customer service and retail.
I don't even want to talk about employment right now. I'm so upset that I don't have it. Because, like, I'm supposed to be saving money to move, right? So I couldn't save any money because I wasn't making any money. And then, like, the money that I'm saving is supposed to be for me to be able to eat when I go to Prague, because the visa that I will have in Prague means that I can't get a job. So I don't know what to do.
How are you supposed to live in a different country if you aren't allowed to get a job?
Yeah.
That seems stupid. Yeah. So
this is just us complaining about our problems.
Yeah, well, it's difficult because, like, the virus has sort of fucked a lot, right? Because, like, living in a foreign country already makes it harder to get a job.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And then on top of the fact that, like, unemployment, like, there are less jobs because things are closed. So, like, I think there is something like, there's, like, tens of thousands of less jobs available as there normally would be, and more people who are unemployed. So you're competing against more people for less jobs.
And it's also, like, I feel like not only is that a problem financially and, like, physically that you can't get a job because it, like, impacts, like, your health and money, and then you can't get healthcare, and then you can't get food, and then blah blah blah, but it also, like, our entire society is very much wealth based. Like, our egos, our who we are as people is a lot based on how successful we are money-wise.
And our success is measured off of how much money we make.
Yeah. Successful in terms of education, successful in terms of how much money we make, where we live, what kind of lifestyle we have. And that's so frustrating because then we turn into, we want to be accepted by people, right? And we want to make friends, and we want to be happy, and we want to do things that make us happy, but the only way we can do that is if we have money. And we need to work to have money, which makes us stressed. And then when we're stressed, we can't actually enjoy the things when we have money. It's...
Eat the rich.
Eat the rich. And they have fucking, like, Jeff Bezos.
I know, we just want to redistribute wealth to, like, start with. Can we just redistribute? I saw a TikTok today saying that the wealth gap is now more than it was in, like, ancient Rome.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The wage gap is worse than in ancient Rome, and in San Russia.
Yeah.
It's worse than that.
Yeah.
The poor are getting poorer, the rich are getting richer, and we are exploiting workers. And oh my god, the thing that pisses me off more than anything in the fucking world is, like, well, Jeff Bezos worked for his money. People just need to work harder. I'm like, okay, so the people at the bottom that he pays fuck all, that work like 12 hours a day and they're working a bajillion times harder than he is, and they can't afford to eat. Whereas he makes, what, $11 billion a day?
It makes me...
No. What's he doing? He's just sitting there and saying, you, work harder. Am I going to give you more money? No. But do it, because I told you to.
Do you know who, and I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but do you know who are...
It's Kylie Jenner.
The Kardashian family already just pisses me off for so many reasons. But real estate. I hate real estate people, like landlords, so much.
Not all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, at the moment, there are people who are, like, giving exemptions to people who, like, don't have jobs at the moment. They're, like, letting them live rent-free. But then, yeah, I guess people who are just like,
Like, it's fine.
People who increase the value of their house, they buy a house just to sell it for more money.
Yeah. Them, and also people who, like, build, like, apartment buildings and then rack up the price to, like, 5 times more than it's worth, and then don't give their spare rooms to homeless people. There's so many houses and so many empty rooms that could literally just be used to house people. And
literally.
Anyway.
There's so much wrong. There's so much wrong.
The fact that we're at the point where our society values military over basic human needs. The fact that we have military at all.
In good news in terms of like where they're putting money and things in New Zealand, I read that last year Jacinda Ardern said she was putting like $1 billion into mental health.
Oh, that's great. That's really good. We need it like a lot.
We need that really bad. I think they said it was like the biggest pledge ever.
That's really
in the world. It wasn't just mental health. There are a few things in there about health. I think it was in total like $2.3 billion for health stuff, but mental health was a big part of it. Abuse might have been another part of it. I can't remember, but it's the biggest thing anyone has ever done, putting money towards stuff like that. So
see, that's
at least Jacinda has her heart in the right place for the most part.
Yeah.
And the equal pay bill was signed yesterday.
Yay. Yay.
See, but why are we celebrating? It shouldn't be something to celebrate. It should just be normal,
I know,
right?
I know.
But my friend pointed out to me, she was like, what about women of colour? And I'm like, fuck, you're right, man. You're right. What about 100%. Women of colour?
Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah.
One step at a time, I guess. But again, like, the bar is so low.
It's so low. It's so low.
So low. Like, anytime a man is like, women are equal to men, I'm like, I like you. Like, what? Why is that the bar? Why is the bar having him see me as his equal?
Literally, the bar is so low that I saw a TikTok the other day of this guy going, it was something like, I don't discriminate with, like, my sexual partners. It was said a lot better than that, but he was like, I don't discriminate when chatting up a girl. It's like, and everybody was, like, celebrating him, and I'm like, I mean...
Like when slim guys are like,
you.
Fat girls are beautiful, and like, fat girls are beautiful. Thank you, we need more men like you. I'm like, no. But like, and like a man is like, I'm fine if a woman doesn't shave. Oh my god. Where do I find more men like? Why is that the bar? Why is a man just not caring what you do with your body? Like, why is that an attractive feature rather than an expected feature? Like that's the problem.
It's not even that he was like, I don't discriminate against any type of woman. It was that I find all women attractive. So he was fully admitting that it's just attractiveness. Am I supposed to congratulate you for that? People should just, that shouldn't even, I don't know. I'm not good with my words today. I'm just really upset.
And this is another reason why girls are so intimidating, right? Because these are expected things. And it's like, girls are just they're just so much more aware because they understand the female experience, right? The like experience of being a woman. So it's, there's like that, whereas men.
And like I think that's, to bring it back to the topic, I think that's why we're also really burnt out, is because we've been arguing this stuff for years, but these past few months have been consumed with fight and anger and wanting basic things and then not getting them, or getting them but lightly, and then being told to just be okay with it.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got like like, I mean, I have so many expectations on me, and I share that with you. I put the weight of my audience on your shoulders a lot. Everything I post goes through Kat, pretty much, and she helps me with a lot of stuff. And I mean, you saw when I was getting like all those emails, and I get so many people saying, talk about this, talk about this, talk about this. And as much as I want to help out, having all that pressure of so many people saying, hey, you have a voice, do this, I'm like, I want to help everyone. And I think that that's the thing that both of us have, is that we burn ourselves out because we want to help everyone. But we exclude ourselves from that narrative. And then it gets to the point where it's like, well, if I'm taking care of myself, I'm taking time away from
everybody else.
Taking care of someone else.
Exactly. Like, I love doing what we're doing. I love making these podcasts. I love doing research for your website. I love doing everything for that. Like, I will gladly do it. It's the highlight of my day. I love doing it so much because I feel useful, and I feel like I'm helping people, and I feel like I'm doing something right. And selfishly, that makes me very happy about myself. Yet at the same time, I still have that little piece of myself that's really upset that we have to do it. Like, we're still kids. You know?
Yeah. And then we have people but then it's not even just that. It's that people, like, disagree and argue with basic human rights.
I know.
And, like, as much as I knew that did exist, you know, you sort of live in this, like, bubble. You're surrounded by people who have the same morals as you. So, like, all my friends sort of have those sort of same morals. Everyone I followed on Instagram, everyone I followed everywhere has that sort of same morals. So you just kind of think that that's a majority of people. And then, you know, coming in and getting an audience, and you have people, like, so many people who just, like, yell at you and tell you that you're worthless, and that
they say
these rights, these things don't exist, and they're blatantly racist, misogynistic. They say awful things,
like,
and it reminds you that, and it just reminds you that there's so many of these people out there. And I think that that's a lot to deal with. And I mean, I share a lot of that with Kat as well, where, like, we spend a lot of time talking about these people and yelling about these people, because it's just such it's hard to believe that they're real, and that there's so many of them.
Definitely.
And it's draining. It's exhausting having to deal with them.
And like I said, we gladly do this. Like, we're not saying that we don't want to do this, or we're not trying to complain, because we're very grateful that people hear us and understand it. It's just, we've also reached this point where we are tired. And
thus this whole podcast is us just, like, complaining.
I know.
But not complaining, but, like, venting.
Yeah.
This isn't how this is meant to go.
It's really not supposed to happen. This wasn't in the plan.
Relatable.
We didn't even have a plan.
When do we ever stick to our plan? We never stick to a plan. There's no point in having a plan.
Yeah.
It never works for us.
Never ever.
Basically, what we have to realize is that we can't help anyone if we aren't helping ourselves.
Yes.
And we keep forgetting that, and we keep not acting on that. We both know that that's true, but we both pretend that it's not.
It's so...
We yell at each other to take breaks while never taking breaks ourselves.
See, like, this is the thing. We've gotten so used to helping other people that we're both like, we need to take care of ourselves. But the way we're taking care of ourselves is I'm taking care of you and you're taking care of me.
Yeah.
Which is...
Not how it's meant to go.
We need to get our shit sorted out. Jesus Christ.
We gotta get it together. Well, we're also perfectionists, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about this just before. If you don't try, you can't fail. That's a terrible thing to live by, but that's
my
unfortunately
motto.
what happens when you sort of start to burn out, right, is you're like, well, I feel like you lose any sort of like faith in yourself, and you're like, well, if I do this, I'm gonna fail, so if I don't do it, then I can't fail, which is not how it works.
No.
It's just not. If you have an essay due at school and you don't do it, you get a fail. But if you didn't try, then it's fine. No, it's not how it works.
It's like, it's also that thing of not even like, I get into this thing where I don't even like, I get very paranoid over grades, which is dumb. And I've been yelled at because of it many times. By Savannah.
By me.
By her, yeah. Because it's just like, if it isn't my best, what I know I'm capable of, then I don't want it out in other people's hands. I think that's the thing. And it's that problem with, I get so caught up with, I can do this better, I can do this better, I can do this better, that I don't realize that I don't have to do it best 100% of the time. Because like, I write papers and then I rewrite them and then I rewrite them and then I redo the sources and then and it's just like, I still haven't submitted it.
I said that to my one of my lecturers, professors, whatever, at uni, and they said, this is the time to make mistakes. Don't worry about it not being good. That's what uni is for. And I'm like, shut up. Stop telling me things that are true. Because the work I had was always so subpar, because I would try so hard that it just got to the point where I'm like, I can't try anymore because I'm not doing well. So if I just give up and I don't try very hard, then it's not going to hurt if they tell me that it's bad. Because I'm like, well, I know it's bad. Yeah. At least I know that it's bad and I haven't put effort into it. And then they'd see that and they're like, it's okay to not do great. I'm like, yeah, but I don't want you to judge me.
Yeah.
So I'd rather you hate me because I'm being hateable than you hate me when I'm trying.
Yeah. And it's like,
terrible way to live. Terrible. It is unhelpful, unproductive, and it gets you nowhere.
Yeah. And I'm like that with, like, I have a big problem with languages. Like, I speak a lot of languages, but I don't speak them. I can read them, I can write them, I can listen to what people are saying. Like, I can understand Japanese almost fluently, but I cannot say a single word anymore of Japanese without freaking out. Because I'm just like, I don't want to fail. Which is bad.
I'm like that with French. I understand completely. I could read French. I could write French. I could understand French if they spoke slow enough. But I went to Paris for a few days. I went to New Caledonia and I was like, I took French for like 8 years. And whenever I go to speak, I'm like, I can't because what if you laugh at me because I do it wrong? I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, I have a confession. I've been trying to learn Czech because I moved to Prague soon. And I opened up, I've been using Duolingo, so I opened it up and I heard the first, like, it's good morning. It's literally just good morning. And the Czech language, like the sounds and the way they pronounce words is nothing like what I'm used to. I'm used to Japanese, I'm used to Māori, I'm used to Indonesian. Those have very, very, very similar, like, vowel sounds. But Czech is like Russian. And I don't know how to sort my head around that. So I deleted Duolingo as soon as I heard good morning. I freaked out and just deleted the app.
Oh god. It's like when I tried learning Khmer, they have some letters that sound really, really similar. There's two letters. There's CH and then there's CHH. And those are two different sounds. It's ch and then ch. And then just be... Why? And then there's B, there's P, and then there's BP.
Yeah,
And they all sound the same in English, but they're not.
No.
And the words, like, there are words that are so... Help and sex sound almost identical.
That's fantastic. That's amazing.
That's terrible. It's terrible. Why would you do that?
I love that so much.
God. But languages are hard.
Yes.
And it's good that you tried to learn, but I understand this is terrifying and exiting out of it.
Well, it was kind of also on the thing of, I did that thing where I took too much on my plate because I was trying to learn a language and finish school and do the videos. And we were also just starting up our Patreon.
I'm doing a uni paper this semester.
I have to start uni.
Why did I decide that was a good idea? Oh, I'm stressed about that. How many papers are you taking?
I think I take 4.
I think that's standard. I did 4 at uni, so I'd imagine similar. Do you know your hours at, like, you wouldn't have your timetable yet, would you? You have to send it to me when you get it.
It's, yeah.
God, it's... uni is stressful, but you'll be fine. You work harder than literally, like, anyone I know.
Thank you.
So... It's appropriate. This isn't a compliment. You need to take breaks and you need to take care of yourself. Or you'll burn yourself out and then you just end up trying to film a video and crying on camera for 15 minutes.
Oh, I've already done that several times. Don't worry.
Yeah. Terrible. One of these days we'll film a podcast and we're both just sitting here bawling our eyes out while we're trying to have a conversation.
I guarantee you, 10 minutes in, as soon as we start our cool video idea, as soon as we get through like 1 glass, we're going to be bawling.
Oh, I'm so excited for that. Guys, we have such a good video. Oh, we've got such a good series idea. If Kat's able to come visit me in a couple weeks, which I'm hoping she is, it's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be really good. I'm very excited for it.
I'm so excited. I need to stop yawning. I miss you. God, now I am gonna cry. Okay, to the topic. So
burnout. What's some
burnout?
Good tips about burnout instead of us just complaining?
Stop.
Don't do what we're talking about.
Stop. Don't just everything we're talking about.
That.
Don't do it. That. I've decided to. I wrote up a whole schedule, but I never scheduled in any breaks. Schedule breaks. I have a whole video about self-care, which I should go rewatch for myself.
Yeah. I think...
But I have that up on my channel if you want some advice in a small go.
I think it's also important to remember that... Because I got into this trap of where I used to write, at the beginning of my day, I used to write a checklist of everything that I had to do that day. And I would go through it and I'd be really good at going through it and completing everything on the checklist. And then I get into this thing where at the end of the day, I wouldn't feel like I've done anything because it was just one after the other, after the other, after that other, after the other for like 6 or 7 hours. I just keep doing things. And at the end of the day, I still wouldn't feel like I've done enough. So I'd stay up and I'd write another checklist and try to do it again. And I think the thing is that's good. That's a good time management. If you have a problem with staying on task, I recommend that effort. But I also recommend that either you put in something like a reward in the middle of there, like, you get up to 12 o'clock, and at 12 o'clock, you have to get off your computer and go outside and buy yourself something nice. Or pick a flower, or literally anything that you enjoy doing.
Walk your dog.
Yeah.
Watch TV with your cat.
And also...
Teach your rats a trick.
Also, if you write a checklist, every time you cross something off, celebrate that. Yeah, exactly. Or like...
Make yourself a sticker chart.
Yes.
Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
Or even like...
Sorry.
I used to do this thing where I used to put, like, every time I get change for something, like when I go out and I buy something with cash, I get like $1 coin back or whatever change I had. And every time I had $1 coin, I'd put it inside a jar, and that was like savings. So I used to, as a prize, every time I'd finish my day or finish a certain thing, I'd go in and I'd pick up $1 coin, and that was my prize. But that didn't really work with my savings, because I just put it in and then take it out, and then put it in and then take it out. But
it feels like a reward.
Yeah, I didn't actually gain any
There's
money.
like banking apps that do that.
I thought I did.
So it's like I have on my banking app, every time I spend, it rounds it, and that goes into a separate money pot. So I've got like a travel pot. So every time if I spend like 50p goes into like a travel pot. It's racking up. I've got some good money in it, not a ton, but it's like, it's quite clever. I really like that idea.
It used to really work in Japan because we'd have to use cash a lot. And like yens are really obvious. Like 200 yen. That's how money works. 200 yen would be like a really big round $2 coin that was hard to put inside your wallet. So we just put it inside the tin. Because we couldn't fit it anywhere else.
Money tin. So good. I love that sort of idea. And then every like at the end of every month you can like go buy something.
Yeah, exactly.
I did that when I was trying to stop drinking so much coffee. Every day I didn't buy a coffee. I put like $3.50 into a savings account, and then at the end of the month, with the money that I would usually spend on coffee, I got to buy something else. But I was really bad at it because I always bought coffee, so I didn't get very much money.
Another tip for not...
Sometimes I'd buy too much. I'd buy like 2 coffees, and I'd have to take money out of my savings to buy coffee.
No!
I wish I was kidding. I genuinely, the amount of times I took money out of my savings to buy coffee is terrible.
Another tip for not getting burnout: don't rely on caffeine. Don't do that. You drink way too much caffeine.
I was gonna say no, but then so I've got all my today's caffeine sitting next to me. This was before 10 a.m. I had this pot here. This had a matcha in it, and I also drank this one.
Just so you're aware.
6 hours sleep, 5 caffeinated drinks.
Just that's so you're aware.
That's how I'm
This
surviving.
is all within the time of her 3 o'clock. Just so you're hyper aware of that. Like,
all between the time of my 3 o'clock.
Like, that was all collected by when you woke up to 3 o'clock.
No, this was all collected by when I woke up to midday. Maybe 11, even. It was consumed in about 3 hours.
I was trying to save your ass there.
I try not to drink caffeine in the afternoon.
Oh,
so I had
job.
a decaf coffee this afternoon.
We're so proud of you.
Thank you. Caffeine only lasts 12 hours. That's what my doctor said. My doctor also told me when I get a headache to drink coffee.
I don't think he means that much coffee.
She.
Sorry, that was my sorry.
I don't like having male
Neither.
doctors. I don't want a male doctor. Pass. No, she because caffeine relieves like migraines and shit. I mean, probably because I have
That's
a
why
caffeine
you get
dependency.
migraines.
But she told me when like if you Google it, coffee can like help headaches.
Yeah, they can. If they're not causing the headaches in the first place.
Yeah, but like you've no proof. So coffee fixes headaches. It's also good for like muscle strength. After the gym, apparently, like caffeine is good for like rebuilding muscles and stuff. If you read like gym stuff, it says that's why all the gym drinks have caffeine in them. So.
That's good. Yeah.
Did you say something?
No.
Okay. Your mouth moved, but I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
I don't have a caffeine problem. I just have a caffeine problem. Oh my god, yeah, I bought 24 cans of Red Bull. They arrived at my door the other day. They're sitting on my ground over there. I've just got 2 massive cases of sugar-free Red Bull.
Do you see what I have to put up with?
But I don't have a problem. My fucking portable coffee machine.
Jesus. On that note, we should wrap this up. Because we've been sitting here for 40 minutes complaining about our problems.
There's going to be no one left by this point. They're just sick of us talking. That's fair.
Yeah.
If you are here...
Thank you.
God,
Thank
you're
you.
resilient. Thank you. We appreciate you greatly.
Very much so.
So before we leave, we would like to give a big thank you to our patrons.
Is Amy, Emily, Eliza, Scar, Jordan, Gina, Midge, Phoebe, Roxy, Theo, Sarah, Bunny, and Nicolaj.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
If you want to join, it's patreon.com/SavvyCat, or the link is in the bio and description. I do that every time. And you get a bunch of cool stuff. You get our podcast a week early. You get like, I do a bonus series there. We do bonus content. We have a private Instagram account. So much good stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah. So if you want to join, that'd be amazing. And we appreciate it endlessly. We love you so much.
Genuinely so much.
We worship the ground you walk on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming along and hanging out with us.
Thank you. If you want to, we mentioned them before, but we have petitions. We have all this information about stuff that really needs attention right now. It'll be down in the description. If you can just check it out, sign some stuff, just share it. That'd be greatly appreciated.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, night, morning. I don't know.
Yes.
And we will see you next week.
Yes. Have a good week.
Bye.
Don't burn yourself out.
Have
Bye.
a good week. Yes. Take care of yourself.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.